And I'd like to think that maybe this company will be better off when Vince McMahon is dead, but it's just going to get taken over by his idiot daughter and his doofus son-in-law and the rest of his stupid family. Oh boy, some lines from that particular work shoot promo are really ringing true now more than ever, aren't they? I'm John Renton with my review of WWE Smackdown from Minneapolis, Minnesota. So what do you want to talk about first? Pretty goddamn hectic, noteworthy week in professional wrestling in multiple companies. It's whirlwind, wrapped in a tornado, wrapped in a Sharknado. It's absolutely goddamn insane. I still can't believe they did 6 Sharknado movies. The Asylum are fucking maniacs. Nevertheless, enough about the Asylum. Vince McMahon may need to go to a goddamn asylum, even though... And I will address the full, details, whatever, as much as we know in a full-length, Real Honest Thoughts video sometime after this. But suffice to say, this sadly may not be in the top 20 of worst things that Vince McMahon has done as a promoter in his goddamn life. It's actually astonishing and incredible that he has not been taken to task for, doing far, far worse things. Even though this is really goddamn bad, he's still done some really incredible fucked up shit and has not even come out, with any charring around the edges. It's actually amazing. Even though it looks like you could take most of his face off and make a full-grown person, because goddamn, he looks like a fucking bulldog left out in a windstorm for too goddamn long, except bulldogs are fucking adorable. Vince, whoo, boy. Speaking of Vince McMahon, he opened up the show. No chance. There are people cheering. Then again, they have the Vikings and the Twins, so they don't have much to fucking cheer for. They haven't really had wrestling to cheer for since Vern Gagne went tits up with the AWA. Yeah, the people cheering, I'm not too fucking shocked. I will say right now, was it disgusting? Sure. But Vince McMahon just went out there and he's like, hey, I'm Vince McMahon. I may have stepped down temporarily as the CEO of the company, but I still have the reins as far as head of creative and everything. Yeah, this is just fucking goddamn great. Just watching Vince go out there and say, those 4 words, then, now, forever, together. Welcome to Smackdown. Ha ha ha. I'll dodge this. I beat the federal government, damn it. I bet he thought that. So that's what he basically opened with. Vince McMahon just basically going out there and saying, I don't fucking care what I did. I don't care that I allegedly passed this woman around like a toy to John Laurinaitis. Mr. Excitement, people power. I don't give a damn that I did that. So anyway, as news keeps breaking, I'm pretty certain that certain things in this review will probably even end up aging pretty badly. Hopefully John Laurinaitis, by the time I post this, has been fucking goddamn fired and abolished and blacklisted from wrestling. So Riddle shows up. We go from one creep in Vince McMahon to another creep. If you know, you know about Riddle. Orton may be out for the rest of the year due to back surgery. If he is, I hope that he can heal up regardless. We then cut to a video package with Riddle saying... Well, he then says a lot of words after it finishes. It's recapping all the stuff with him, Randy, Roman, and the Usos, and then says, thank you, Randy, and all this. And then we get a video package on Moss versus Corbin. And then Moss has his entrance, and we go to break. And then Corbin has his entrance. We are over 20 minutes into the show before we get to the first match. It's the last laugh match. The loser gets laughed out of the arena. That is an actual stipulation in a professional wrestling match, or for a professional wrestling match in 2022. So basically the dubbed-in crowd was very angry at Corbin, and Moss won with 2 punchlines. The neckbreaker variation. Madcap gets the last laugh was an actual line said by Michael Cole on the show. Michael Cole is really fucking bad at his job. And then the Profits are here. They said stuff about wanting to beat the Usos. And then Corbin yells at Pat McAfee saying, you nicknamed me bum-ass Corbin, and you kept knocking me, and McAfee basically says, hey, will you help me laugh this jabroni out of the arena? This is after Corbin said that he will throw him in the ring and kill him. He actually said that. Geez, I know that Fox is a little lenient on things, but my goodness, lad, that's a bit much. So yeah, Pat McAfee versus Baron Corbin, possibly at SummerSlam. Whatever. So, oh God, and then the New Day shows up and they laugh at Corbin. And then we get a SmackDown Classic moment from July 4th, 2002, where Edge and what was left of Hulk Hogan at that point beat Billy and Chuck for the tag titles. Recaps of Natty and Ronda. Natty says that her finisher is better, and she will beat Ronda at Money in the Bank. I would not be opposed to Natty having a short run with the championship for all the stuff that she's done, but she's going to lose to Ronda, unfortunately. Jinder and Shaky Shank show up, and then we go to break. New Day have been in the ring for about 10 fucking minutes at this point, And then New Day, Jinder, and Shaky Shank had a match. Shaky did hit a couple, because he's shaking instead of dancing. He hits a couple lariats. And then Xavier pulls out his lengthy trombone and plays, and he has to react to the music. And then Jinder tags in and gets hit with the Trouble in Paradise for 3. They are having a guy who gets distracted by music. They are fighting over shampoo. Then the Raiders had a video package. Why are they having to be reintroduced, even though they've been effectively buried creatively in the last, since they debuted? So, Drew pulls it out in Minneapolis. Stop thinking about it. I know you're thinking about it. Sheamus then tells Pete Turdoon to stay like he's a dog. Let me at him. I'll splat him. Check out my retro review of Scooby-Doo from 2002 if you'd like to hear what I have to say about Scrappy-Doo, one of the worst characters ever in an animated or in any animated show. Drew or Sheamus, who will Pierce choose? He chooses both of them. That's all I'm going to summarize or do to summarize this goddamn thing. Sammy is just nervous because he's nervous what happens, is Roman going to be upset at him because he has to face Riddle? Kayla looks great. And then Raquel does a pre-tape and makes her entrance, and then we go to break. She's unnatural as a face. Aaliyah and Shotzi are watching TV backstage, like natural humans. Also, they've been locking each other in rooms for the last few weeks. Why are they just standing there? Why are they just standing there? Why even care? No wonder we can't take this bullshit seriously. Lacey's commentary, speaking of shit I can't take seriously. I was the first one. Yay, I was the first one to do this. Wake up, work, and win. Just fucking tattoo the goddamn Confederate flag on your goddamn forehead. I mean the gimmick, mainly. Raquel and Shayna had a Money in the Bank qualifier. If Shayna wasn't done before, she's done now. And whatever the fuck the bomb was. 1, 2, 3. Lacey was healing it up on commentary. She's not a babyface. Raquel wins. Somebody had a sign that said Sasha Crew with a K for life. Good. Good way to support Sasha. When Sasha's official release, is announced by WWE, I will be doing a full or a semi-full length retrospective on her WWE run. I'm sure she will make some shots in wrestling. Maybe she's burned out. Maybe she wants to go to Hollywood. I have thoughts that I'll say for that. But I'm going to say she hits some incredible goddamn heights and is one of the best WWE had in a number of years. And very influential. Max Dupree is going to be in the ring. Actually, he's backstage yelling about the lighting. So he says, I'm not sending my guys down there with this stuff. And it's like you can titillate the juices, of their guilty pleasures. What do you want to bet this just becomes a running goddamn gag that, the Max Dupree Maximum Male Models thing doesn't actually show up? Because they've released so many goddamn people, and also it's a really, really stupid... There's nothing wrong with having, trying to have new stuff, and LA Knight's or Max Dupree is a hell of a talker. But this isn't a good idea. I don't really care, and that's unfortunate, because, again, he's a hell of a talker. And then Walter and Kaiser the Glorious Kaiser have a backstage pre-tape, where basically they're still going with the idea that the Intercontinental Championship was won in South America in a tournament by a French Canadian. By the way, Pat Patterson, the Ring Boy scandal, that's another thing that Vince McMahon basically tried to push under the goddamn rug, so fuck Pat Patterson, he's burning in hell for what he fucking did. If you don't believe it, check out a 90-second video that Roddy Piper did about, or when he was asked a question about Pat Patterson. That's all you need to fucking know about Pat fucking Patterson. Anyway, so they're doing the anti-American stuff. This is not going to go well for Walter, even though he looks like a champion, and I think that he could bring some prestige to the Intercontinental Championship, whatever. Riddle enters the ring at 6:25. Shockingly, they didn't wait too long. Roman had his pyro. We go to break. Sami and Nakamura, Shotzi and Aaliyah are our Money in the Bank qualifiers next week. Walter and Ricochet in a rematch. Riddle versus Reigns for the Undisputed Championship. If Riddle loses, he cannot ever challenge Roman for the championship. He can challenge for the championship when Roman loses it, sometime in 2026. I kid, he'll probably lose it sometime at SummerSlam, or around SummerSlam. I don't really know, I don't really care. Here's the thing, the match was well worked. I don't really care for Riddle, no matter how good he is in the ring. And Roman, I don't know why Roman bothered to come back if he didn't look like he wanted to be there. He really did not look like he wanted to be there. Yes, the idea is also character, but it's just, this match is good. I didn't care. Roman won with a spear. There you go. Was it a good main event? Yes, but Riddle wasn't going to win, nor should he have. And then we have some time left. There's no one left. Acknowledge me. And then suddenly Bork's music hits, because Vince McMahon, before he was relieved himself of his duties, gross, decided to cut Bork a check and say, here, take some more money, pal. Come back and be my savior. Ha ha ha. And then he hits F5 stall, and it's going to be a last man standing match at SummerSlam. That's all I got to say about that. Whatever. It was a fine addition to SmackDown, I guess. Actually, it wasn't. It was pretty goddamn bullshit with all the breaks and the commercial breaks and all the entrances and all the other shit and whatever. It's just a filler episode. There was maybe I think 30 minutes of wrestling, and 20 of that was for the main event. And actually, I think the main event only went about 17. So it might not even been 30 minutes of wrestling. So whatever, agree, disagree with what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.